Here we go. We should be live with the early title Tuesday. It's, what is it, Fabi? November 29th, Tuesday. Beautiful day.
Yeah.
I'm just back from some travels, seeing the family in Massachusetts. You're still seeing family.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
still traveling here.
how's everything going? I see you're looking pretty good on the camera. I see you have a nice camera set up.
Thank you. Yes, it's excellent. High tech, very high tech.
That's excellent. And we were a little bit late with the first game. We had some issues. Hopefully, those issues are not going to persevere, but we're in it. Round one was just finished. You actually won a very nice game, smooth game against a candid master, Ajedrez Inteligente. Hello, chat. Hello, everybody. Fabi, how are you feeling this beautiful early morning, title Tuesday?
I feel exhausted.
You feel
I have
exhausted.
had
Okay.
I've had no coffee so far,
Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
terrible.
Well, you should get some coffee.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm doing this.
That's true.
I
That's
have no
true.
way to. I have no time to get coffee.
That is true. That is true. All right. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Vina. Hello, pretty much everybody in the chat. There's still a few games left in round number one. And after that, we're going to continue with round number two. Let's do the analysis of this early title Tuesday. What do we have so far? I see there's no Hikaru.
No, Hikaru's playing in India. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hikaru is playing in India. That's true.
My game just began. I'm playing someone who I don't know, Max Wolf. Bunch of numbers.
Well, we will be watching your game, so good luck, and we'll be chatting with you after the game. All right, guys, muted myself. Here we go. Round number two. Fabi's playing some weird openings. I'm not 100% sure why, but he decided to. It's called the Black Knights Tango. I think we discussed this actually. We discussed this opening previously. This one is one of Fabi's favorite trash openings. So Hikaru got half out of 3 today in India. Yeah, India is. I actually have not watched a single game. Is today the start of that tournament? I would assume so, right? Because I haven't heard too much about it. So I would assume today was the start of that one, but it most likely starts somewhere at an inaccessible hour for me. I don't know. Something is wrong with the stream. I can hear Christian clearly. Yes, sometimes it happens. Well, I'm back home right now. Now there's still some issues with the stream. Hopefully the internet is going to be more or less okay. But we're seeing Fabi well so far. You're hearing me well so far. So it's all good in the hood, guys. It's all good in the hood at the moment. Tata just started today. Okay, flip please. Yes, we're going to flip. Just 1 second. There we go. So Fabi's playing black. He's trying some sort of a kingside attack. Most likely white is going to go castle, short castle. I mean, you can try to go bishop d2 and long castle as well, but you know, that's a little bit dubious. While you already played d4 and c4, you push the pawns in front of your king. D4 is fine, c4 not so much. I mean, I will be able to tackle that with potential ideas of b5. So most likely white is going to castle on the king side. That's why Fabi, you know, it's rerouting his knights, trying to go to e5, potentially go to g4 as well, and put some pressure. This knight on e3 is extremely powerful defender. So that's one thing that Fabi will need to worry about. And to be honest, this type of positions, especially when white manages to get a lot of space on the queen side with b4, c4, put the bishop nicely like a cannon on the long diagonal. I have to say I'm favoring white in most of these setups. Nevertheless, this knight on f6 nicely blocks the action of the bishop, defends the pawn on e4 as well. So white still has a lot of hurdles to jump through so that he can manage to get to black's king. Where is Fabi? The background art is looking nice. Fabiano, I believe, and I hope I'm not messing this one up. Fabiano is visiting family. He is currently visiting family for Thanksgiving, for the holidays. And I believe he will be back soon in St. Louis, but I'll let him tell you all about it. Any future guests planned for the podcast? Yes. We actually have an upcoming event in LA. We've discussed it last week on the podcast. So that's coming up. That's going to be fun. We're going to travel to LA at the beginning of December, and we're going to meet a lot of people. So that should be a good time. Hard to favor when that is also true when Fabi's on the board with the pawn on e4. But wait, whoa! I see a rook. What? Doesn't this lose a piece? What is Fabi? Wait, Fabi must see this. I mean, there's no way he doesn't see this, right? Fabi has to. You cannot take on e4. Do not touch that. You're going to get checkmated in one move. So that's not... There we go. I guess he was just checking. He was just like, oh, wait, never mind. No, but take. Rook b4 and bishop takes f6. Did this guy actually see all of this? This is crazy. This is a crazy calculation by the player with the white pieces. Wow. Really good stuff. Bishop d3 actually saving. Oh, that was good, man. That was really good. How about Hans and his lawyer during the podcast? Hans is very difficult. I mean, right now, I don't think Hans is going to be talking to many people. He's in the middle of a lawsuit. Anything that he says can be used against him. You know the Miranda rights. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So no, it's not that bad, but that's usually what happens when you're in the middle of a big lawsuit. You don't want to talk to too much press and things of that nature. Can we have a viewers arena with Fabi and myself in it? That's an option. Yeah. Right now things are extremely busy, so we're trying to keep the schedule with the podcast every Thursday, or at least we try to post as close to Thursday as possible, and then obviously the title Tuesday. That's one thing that we both enjoy doing. All right, what is happening? So I'm not 100% sure what this guy is thinking about. King takes f3 is pretty much the only move. Okay, knight e4. All right, try to go for this guy. g4. Okay, at least now I can take the pawn. Equalize the pawn. All right. Yes. Where do you go with the rook? I guess rook g5, rook e5. This looks good. This is starting to look good. Okay, that's another pawn. But then bishop b7. All right, you have to be careful about that because that's going to be an easy draw. So Fabi doesn't want to allow simplifications with bishop to b7. Very nice move. Oh, Fabi is really putting in the works. Go f5. You can also go f6. Keep both pawns on the dark squares defended by the knight. That's an option as well. King e5 goes back. King e5. Then maybe f4. An arena would be epic. I haven't thought about that too much. But I think that would be a lot of fun. At some point, we will be doing those type of streams as well. But for the moment, streaming is... The podcast is the main thing on the channel. And then you guys get to see Fabi try to win title Tuesdays as well. By the way, this guy offered a draw. Max Wolf offered a draw. Fabi declined. I like f5. The problem with f5 is that he gets this setup with the bishop on c8 and the rook on f8. And you will still have to find a... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's another pawn. Okay, all right. Oh my goodness. This is getting close to a checkmate. Be careful. That's a checkmate in one move. You have to go king h2. Oh, that's a checkmate. Boom. He does not see the checkmate. That was a checkmate, Fabi. Oh, what just happened? All right, king e4, knight f4, next move. That was a checkmate. Checkmate ends the game. All right. Snake this king to f2. Yeah. Snake the king. Knight f4 or f2 and knight f4 now. Knight f4 followed by f1. The game is over. That was not an easy game, I have to say. All right, there we go. That was not an easy game at all.
No, it wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I had a bad position. Then he made a terrible move, king g2. He could have played e3, and I'm losing probably, but maybe not totally losing.
You missed mate in 1.
I missed mate in 1?
Yeah.
Where?
After rook g1, you played f4, very nice. Bishop d7, rook h1. That's a mate, right?
I don't even remember the position.
With the pawn on f4, you just played f4. The knight is on e3.
Where's mine? My knight's where?
On e3.
And my king's on f6.
On
okay,
e5.
fine.
No, your king is on e5, defending the pawn on f4 very nicely.
So
you played rook
where's
g3 check instead of rook h1.
Oh, his king's on h3. Okay.
Correct. People are asking why aren't you playing the Tata Steel Rapid and Blitz?
I don't think I got invited. I don't remember.
Well,
You know, there's so many tournaments that it's difficult to keep track of them all.
that is true. That is true. So people were asking what guests we're going to have. They asked about Hans. Obviously, everybody asks about Hans. I said that we're probably not going to get Hans, but we are doing the trip to LA, and I'm sure we're going to talk about much more on this week's podcast. But I'm excited.
Yeah,
about
we
that.
will. We'll try to get some of the people who are attending the chess boxing. That's the hope.
What if
You know,
somebody
there's a lot of-
calls you out? What if somebody in that event calls you out after they win? They knock out their opponent and then they call you out
Call me out for what?
to fight you.
And who is it?
That's how it works, to fight you next.
Okay, but who would it be?
I don't know. I mean, we don't
I
have
don't
that many chess players. Andrea Botas.
Andrea Botas wants to fight me.
I don't know. I'm just putting
I
scenarios.
don't know about that one.
How would you react to that? Would you say yes? You would probably have to say yes. I mean, if somebody calls
I
you
don't
out,
think-
you have to say yes.
You have to say yes. I don't think I could take that one up on her.
All right.
I might have to pass.
Are you still playing? Oh, there's somebody still playing a game, yeah?
No, I just started.
Okay.
My opponent has 1 bar, so let's see if he makes it.
Hopefully
It's
it's
okay.
not you that has the 1 bar. But okay, good
No,
luck.
Okay. Oh no, his connection suddenly.
His connection
improved.
is back. Kevin Roman. All right, good luck. All right, guys. Andrea versus Fabi would be amazing. I agree. I definitely agree with that. You know, Magnus said incredibly strong. Yes. I mean, Fabi works out. Fabi is pretty strong. I've done workouts with Fabi. I know what he's capable of. He does well. He definitely does well. Obviously, I mean, I was joking. Andrea versus Fabi. That's not an option. But there's not that many chess players that are actually going to be fighting in the chess boxing event. A lot of them are coming from different esports. Like a lot of them are Smash players, Smash Bro players, and things of that nature. Only Lawrence Trent, Aman, Andrea, Dina, and I'm not even sure if there's anybody else that is actually a chess player. Lawsuit should be decided via chess boxing. I would take Magnus on that one, even though it would probably be a close one. Hans is definitely athletic. Hans can be athletic if he puts in the work. I think he has some background in some athletic endeavors. So it would definitely be a very interesting one. By the way, Fabi is building up a very nice advantage. Talk about chess occasionally. If you take on f5, the problem is I will take with the g pawn, and that's going to open up the g file, and then you're going to have huge defending, especially my dark square bishop is still on the board. So imagine this diagonal opening up, these two pawns exchanging. Then this bishop could land on h6 and put a lot of pressure on g7. So to be honest, I'm looking more and more at the position. And I'm wondering, is white just simply winning already? I think white is just simply winning at this point. I have so many threats. g5 is a threat, kick the knight away. Where do you put the knight after that? After g5, if you move the knight, I go knight d5, so you lose a piece. The bishop on e7 is unprotected. I also have the option of taking on e7 and taking on d6, but I'm never going to do that. That's not enough. I want more. And if you take on f5, basically what we just discussed, I take with the g pawn, I put the rook on g1, and then I just completely destroy you on the g file. This one is not looking good. Jennifer Yu versus Alexandra Botez. That would be a close matchup. Yeah, that would be a close matchup. Yeah. Strength-wise, obviously, Jennifer Yu would have the upper hand. But I have a feeling in the boxing department, I could see Alexandra swinging some good punches. How are we attacking White's king? This is exactly how you're attacking. Oh, White's king. White's king is not getting attacked. Black is, let's say, at least 1, 2, 3 moves away. 3 unresponded moves away from actually creating something. So I'm already threatening checkmate. You have to defend against checkmate already. So it's a completely different ball game at this point. And I'm picking up pawns in the meantime. I can go e5, then I go f6. By the way, take. I'm not sure about e5. Fabi obviously likes it. I'm not 100% sure about e5. But I'm 100% sure he has some ideas in mind. But now with the knight on f6, and there's no way to kick this knight away, I'm not necessarily worried, but I just don't see a clear way to continue the attack. I'm not worried. I mean, you're still a pawn up as white. This rook is still completely passive, defending against checkmate, but you don't have a follow-up. So that's what Fabi's... Oh, there we go. There's the answer. That's the follow-up he's looking for. He wants to go rook g3 or rook to d1 to defend his asset on d6. Who am I supporting in the World Cup? I think Brazil and Portugal. I mean, France is really good, but I said it before. I want Brazil. Not necessarily I want. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not watching the matches too much. But I do think that Brazil is due for a big result. Look at the time usage difference. Yes, Fabi's he's doing his bullying thing. He's doing his time bullying thing, which is a bit strange. I mean, he is playing a very strong player. International master, 2800, but, you know, sometimes you have to impose your will on your opponents. Alexandra would bite Jennifer. I'm not sure about that. Could I invite the Polgar sisters for the podcast? We actually discussed about it. Very nice win. All right. I think that was just, he flagged. So he flagged, yeah?
Yeah, I guess his connection was bad. I don't know. He was playing so slow from the start.
Yeah. Yeah, you built up a very nice time advantage. That was pretty smooth. It didn't seem like you had.
No, I think he made one major mistake, which was he played rook e8. Sorry, my voice is it's not great this morning.
Which one?
Rook to e8, rook at8.
Rook, wait, where is it? Rook a to e8 after king b1, yeah?
No, much earlier.
Much earlier than that. Okay, let's see. That was the first rook a8 I'm seeing. You mean rook g8?
No, rook e8. Okay, it wasn't rook a8. It was move 18. No, move 19.
Yeah,
it was
19.
rook a8.
Rook a e8.
But he said after king b1.
Wait, why did I say after king b1?
I don't know why you said after king b1.
I'm not sure. Yes, after bishop takes d6. Yeah.
No, if he had taken first on d6.
Uh-huh.
then rook d6, and then rook at8. I think he might be okay. I'm not 100% sure.
So that's why you play d5. Yeah, you wanted to create that pass
once
pawn
I
on
get the
d6.
pawn on d6, once I get the pawn on d6, I think he has a bad position.
Yep.
Take rook at8, and the point is actually e5. He can not rook d8, but rook at8. E5, he can play queen f4.
So if he takes on e5, you have rook takes f6.
Rook f6.
And that's winning. But he does have queen to f4 check, king to b1, and now queen takes e5, yeah? Yeah, that's looking pretty good for him. Well, survivable at least, right?
Yeah. No, I shouldn't play e5. I might have some tricky move. Maybe king b1 is better for white instead of e5, for example. Because
can he take?
Endgames might be very dangerous for him.
So if he takes on e4, you take back, and then rook d7?
Well, let's say if rook takes e4, there's maybe f6, which is very dangerous.
No, rook takes e4, queen takes g7.
Sorry, yeah, queen d7 is mate, so queen e4 is forced. And then take everything in rook d7.
Yep.
And it looks like a very unpleasant endgame, so maybe I'm still much better, but it doesn't seem so easy after if he had played this way.
This one is looking good for you, for sure. Very nice, very nice. But he did play rook e8, and after e5, it felt like everything went according to plan. He was so far away from creating anything on the queen side.
Yeah, with the d pawn, I don't think, and being tied to g7, I don't think he has any realistic chances. With his attack.
Yeah, just
of course he doesn't have to run out of time, but it looks like a very bad position in final position. Yeah,
just push the c pawn, right? Get the c pawn to c6, defend against any sort of checkmates if they ever come on the b file, and that's about it. Nice, very nice. All right. We do still have some games. Okay, so Firouzja won his game. I would assume he's 3 out of 3 as well. What else do we have? Oh, let's see what Aman is doing. Speaking of chess boxing. One of the chess boxers.
Aman is playing, yeah.
Yeah. He's actually winning this one. Very nice conversion. In the rook endgame, h7, push the pawn. Nice check.
Wait.
Yep, h8. Yep, there we go. Nice win. All right. Who's let's see who's
next. Is there
still
one game going on? I think there is. It's not going to last long, but we still have to wait for it to finish.
Wait, did I just get out of the title Tuesday? Wait. I think I just got out of the title Tuesday. Oh my goodness.
On your way back in, I just started. I'm playing Daniel Darda.
Good player from Belgium. Really good player. All right. I'll find him. Okay, guys. For whatever reason, we finished it. We got out of the title Tuesday. There we go. Follow. There we go. We got Fabi, but I still don't see the title Tuesday, so that's a problem. I will have to find the title Tuesday at some point. All right, muted myself. Boom, let's go. Fabi playing with the black pieces against Daniel Darda. This guy is a very young, up-and-coming grandmaster from Belgium. I think he's only like 18 or 19 years of age. Super young guy, super talented guy. You don't see a lot of GMs coming out of Belgium. So he's, I would say, a talent once in a generation from that nation. So I would assume he's probably training with Chuchalov, just given the fact that Chuchalov is also representing Belgium and I think living in Belgium as well. My guess, look, this is a wild guess. I'm speculating here. I don't know if he's training with Chuchalov, but given the fact that he's extremely strong and has improved a lot, I do believe that he probably trains with Chuchalov. Knight to d7. All right. Let's go. Let's put the knights. Oh, that's almost some sort of a checkmate threat. So you have to be a bit careful. You cannot go knight c5, attack the queen and put some pressure and try to redirect the knight to e6 because of knight f6. That was a huge problem in the position. So Fabi nicely protects the pawn on f7 first, kicks the knight away, go back with the knight, and then get the knight to e6. That was very nicely played by Fabi. C6 is an option as well. Try to kick the knight away from d5. Nevertheless, c6 opens up ideas of potentially getting the rook to d6 later on. So Fabi stabilized. c6 right now with the queen on a3. There's no more knight to b6. There's no more exchanges. I kind of like that move. Once again, whenever you play c6 and you kick the knight away from d5, you open up the ideas of knight e3, knight c4, knight d6. So that's something that you always need to be careful. Queen to d8. I like this move. I like this move. But wait, where is this queen going? So rook to d2, try to set up the attack on the d file. Where is the queen going from d8? Can we get the Title Tuesday where I play and Fabi commentates? Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. I have to be a bit more active. I played my first tournament in 3 years, not a long time ago, the Fall Chess Classic, and that was fun. But I haven't played online almost at all. By the way, this is what I was saying. Now I have to say it looks good for Darda. Nevertheless, the position still remains very balanced. There's still not a lot of weaknesses in the position. There's not a lot of entry squares for the two rooks. The rooks are looking nice, but they're not going anywhere, right? Because the d7 square is nicely protected by both knights. So you cannot invade via that square. So knight g6, now Fabi. It's Fabi's turn right now. Basically, White had a lot of fun up to this point. Improved his position as much as he could. But now it's Fabi's turn to do something. Stabilized. There's no rook coming to d7. And now it's my turn to get the knight to f4 and try to put some pressure on your king. c6, knight e7. I'm not sure about that. So knight e7, yeah, that's an option. That's an option. Knight e7, knight d6, though. You see, knight h2, knight g4. He's trying to get rid of this knight so that he can go rook to d7. That's what White is trying to do right now. So how do you stop rook d7? How do you stop rook to d7? c5 followed by queen c6 or... Ooh, okay. So we're just exchanging right now. Take, 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 take. Take on b7. How do you respond to that? I would assume queen to d1 check, followed by queen takes g4, queen takes f7, and then give a perpetual. Yes. Time to go for the perpetual. Time to go for the perpetual. The position is not that good for black. What's Fabi's opinion about King's Indian? I think he's a fan. I will let him tell you about it, but he played it quite a few times and won quite a few important games with it. Usually plays it when he's in must-win situation with the black pieces. I remember vividly a game. And this is exactly what they're going for. We might see this. Queen takes f7 and queen h5 and just a perpetual. Or queen takes a6. Queen takes h6, queen h5, king g1, queen d1, queen f1. Maybe this is something that he's considering. But queen a6 is a bit dangerous because I have ideas of queen takes h5, but also knight to f4 to checkmate you. Yeah, I think we're going to see a perpetual. I don't think this one is going anywhere. I mean, you could try king g3, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, the problem is black cannot do anything because white is threatening checkmate in one move. So king g3 is an option. King g3, queen g5. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be a perpetual. There we go. Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah, I had a very bad position. Actually, I had a nice trick.
What?
Like after knight g4, after I took, he didn't go for it, but it was a nice trick.
Yep. What was it? Rook d7 first?
Rook d7, there's rook d8. Okay, not a tremendously difficult trick.
Very nice. Very nice. That's a
And
checkmate. That's
after
an easy
h3, I
one.
thought rook.
That's an easy one to miss.
Yeah, it's easy to miss. It's a bit unusual.
Yeah.
And then I guess he was better after rook d8, but it's not easy, and he didn't have so much time, so he simply went for the draw.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was thinking of taking on a6, but then you have knight f4, right?
I was just gonna take on e4.
Or just take on e4.
Because knight f4, knight e3, I don't know. But just take on e4, I thought is very unclear, at least from, let's say, an internet blitz perspective.
Destabilize the knight.
Maybe after knight e3, he's much better there because
Knight e3 or knight g3? Where do you want to put the king, the knight?
I would guess knight e3. Yeah, here, okay, knight f4 is also an option. I don't know.
Yeah.
Knight f4 is very concrete. Knight e3, I have to give a check on h5.
Yep.
Then a check on e2, and then go back. And maybe it holds. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
Try to go for queen h1, king e1. It's kind of a mess, yeah? This queen on a6 just defends everything on this diagonal.
I mean, I understand why you didn't want to go for it, because when you have like 20 seconds and your king is weak,
yeah,
it's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, you probably take the draw at that point. There's one thing that I'm trying to find and I still cannot find it. Is the title Tuesday? How do I see? The question is, how do I see the tournaments being played right now? Daily games, new games, tournaments. There we go. All right. I think I found it. I think I finally found it. Observe.
So, of course, there's a big group on 4. A big group of 4.
So Dubov, who is Phoenix Chess? Phoenix King.
David Gororetsky says.
Okay. Fair Chess on YouTube, that's Andreikin.
Brownback Sadwani.
Sadwani.
Ex-DPS is Salinas Herrera. Vanderin Chigayev. Jeffrey Zhang on 4. Lenderman doesn't play often.
Lenderman? 4. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Lenderman is not bad at these title Tuesdays. He doesn't play much, but you know, he's usually doing well. And then there's this guy, Stolen Monster. I've played him before. I mean, the guy's...
Who is this guy?
I played him. He drew me last time.
Igor Baskakov. I have to say I have never heard of this name before in my life. Is he like a young guy? He's probably
Russian.
Like a super young guy, yeah?
He's 2001. He's 2200, 2215.
2001? Okay, so he's not that young. 21 years of age. He's not like a prodigy or anything of that nature.
Yeah, he's 2200 FIDE. So he's there. Oh, we got Eric.
Eric is on 4 out of 4. By the way, this is break time. Next round starting soon. 6-minute break after round 4. And after round 8. So the usual break. Let's answer some chat questions while we're during the break. Some people were asking about your relationship with the King's Indian. How is your relationship with the King's Indian?
Well, that's an interesting word, relationship. I mean, I don't have much of a relationship with the King's Indian, but I do like to play it sometimes. It's a fun opening. I played it. There's one variation of the... And you can get a board up because we have a break, right?
Yes. I think I can do that.
One variation of the King's Indian, which I don't know if I would call it a King's Indian or something else entirely, but it's very similar. So it goes like d4. You usually start with d6. So you allow the Pirk.
Wait, why can't I make moves? All right, there we go. d4, knight f6.
Well, usually d6.
Okay.
There's some move order reasons, but okay, you have to allow the Pirk mostly. And then the idea is if they play c4, you play e5. And usually that's considered not so easy for white to prove an advantage.
So this
So
endgame is usually good for black, right?
yeah, so many people play d4, d6, knight f3
Correct. To
just
stop
to avoid
e5.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you play knight f6
Mm-hmm.
after knight f3.
Yep. Keep going.
And c4 now.
Mm-hmm.
So white does a standard development. Now you play g6,
Mm-hmm.
knight to c3,
Yep.
and
Bishop
here you
f5,
play
right?
bishop to f5.
Yep. Try to stop e4.
Yeah, I played this many times. I mean, I don't know how many in Blitz, maybe 3 dozen times. Also in classical chess, I played it quite a bit.
So now white has the option of going knight h4 and making a draw. Is that correct?
Well, no, not really. Because after knight h4, you can drop the bishop to d7 and then play king. If they go back to f3, you can play King's Indian with the bishop on d7, which is a
Is that
semi-useful
useful?
move. No, it's actually, I mean, it's better than on c8, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I played this against many people
Did you play this
in
against
class.
Lenderman? Was this?
And he started with an early g3, so it was similar, but not quite.
Mm.
Or maybe it was even from. No, I don't think I did it like this. I think I waited for him to play an early g3. But in Blitz, I played it in the World Championship. I played it against Morozevich in the Blitz World Championship in 2014. I played it in the U.S. Championship against Onishuk. So a lot of games with this, a lot of experience.
Quite a few
I think
times.
now
Yeah.
the computer
Yeah.
shows that Queen d3
I
is
think I
like
played this Queen b3 move against Nevet Nietzsche.
Yeah, it was the main move back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Queen b3, b6.
So not Queen c8.
No, it was b6, g3, knight d6.
This
This
looks
is how you were.
horrendous for black. I don't know why. To my eyes, what is
Yeah,
this? Bishop
okay, it
g2.
looks very ugly. It looks very ugly. But the idea was Queen on b3 is very misplaced. I don't remember all the theory of this, but I was ready to play this many times. And I checked it more recently, and the computer is not very pleased with this position.
Not enthusiastic, huh? Actually, let's see.
No, I remember analyzing.
What's the eval here?
I don't know. You can check. I don't remember.
Plus 0.7. Plus 0.7. Okay, this is like a weak engine. So maybe it's more with a stronger engine. Unclear.
I'm not sure if bishop g2 is the move, but it might have been.
Let's see. Yeah, bishop g2, queen to a4 is an option as well. There's options.
Yeah, I remember queen to a4 being one of the main options.
What's the point after bishop d7? Ah, now you go.
And they played queen d1. It was something like that. It's some weird stuff.
Yeah, it's basically this tango. White is trying to get e4 at some point, and black keeps going back to f5, try to stop it. Quite a fun.
Okay, this line is, I would say it's very fun to play, but it might lead to a lot of opening disasters as well.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. All right, classroom is ended. You guys got a nice King's Indian lesson.
I would like to at some point talk about these openings because there are a lot of fun details. The problem is that if you let's say make a course, it's fun to talk about, but when you make a course about it as a repertoire, then it's very difficult because you have to accurately and honestly say all the lines where white is better.
You have to find the equality, right? But
no,
the equality
can't,
probably doesn't exist.
So you end up either saying, okay, you're worse here, but maybe you can go for it.
But there's a lot of suspicious courses, right? And you know what you're signing up for, basically.
Okay, I am. My game started against Niels.
Okay.
Playing Niels with white.
All right. Good game. This one should be a fun one. All right, there we go, guys. Round 5. Fabi, currently at 3.5 out of 4, playing against Grandmaster from Sweden, Nils Grandelius. So we see a London. That's unexpected. I haven't seen Fabi play the London in a very long time. But there you have it. There's the London. Fabi chessable when? I don't know. What's Fabi's favorite gum? Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Educational chess stream sometimes, maybe at some point. Maybe at some point. For the moment, we're doing the podcast and we're doing Title Tuesday. I mean, look, the King's Indian defense is such an interesting opening because even though very often you find yourself as black on like a -1.5, -2 disadvantage according to the engine, but you still have incredible chances. You still have great dynamic in the position and you can still checkmate the white king. So your chances are never zero in the King's Indian. You never run out of counterplay, and that's the fun part about the King's Indian. That's why we've seen so many swings. I mean, I remember, I think it was a game between Vishy Anand and Hikaru, and Vishy got a completely devastating, at least according to the engine, advantage out of the opening. I think it was something along the lines of +2, got a pawn on a7, and then he got checkmated on the king side. Hikaru just was chilling, played some normal moves, started his usual attack. He's also filling those type of positions very well and managed to checkmate Vishy. So it's a fun opening to play. Generally at the elite level, it's not considered feasible. Not a lot of players still play it. I mean, it used to be Rajabov, it used to be Ding, obviously Hikaru, and those are, I guess, the only big names that I can remember from the top of my head that used to play the King's Indian, but they all kind of let it go at some point. Hikaru is not playing it anymore. Ding's not playing it anymore. Even Rajabov is not playing it anymore. Everybody's just Nimzo. All right. How are we doing in this one? Grand Delicious trying to set up a nice attack on the queen side. Fabi trying to set up his own attack on the king side. Very nice knight on e5. Potential for another one jumping to g5, and that's why he played queen to c2. He's setting up for this checkmate, coming up with the move knight to g5. That's going to be a big one. That is going to be a big threat. Now the question is, how do you react to the move knight to e4? Do you actually sacrifice that? Do you actually sacrifice an exchange after knight to e4? That's a big question that Fabi will most likely have to answer. F6. Okay, wait. What's happening here? F6 followed by rook to e8, just simply defending the pawn on e6. What I'm seeing and what I'm liking from Fabi is his time management. 2 minutes and 10 seconds against 1 minute and 10 seconds. Definitely putting a lot of pressure on Nils's time right now. That's a good one. When did we meet each other? We met each other a long time ago. I wouldn't say 10 years, but close to that. I guess 8 years, something like that. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think 8 years is a fair assessment. I think it was in Vegas probably when I first kind of met and chatted with Fabi. At one of the Millionaire Chess. I guess it was the inaugural Millionaire Chess. Ooh, tactics. That's a pawn. That is a pawn. All right, knight to b6, that's going to lose. But is it? Okay, knight b6, rook takes c3. I can take on c3. Yes, and then take on e6. I think this is enough. I get it. You get a beautiful knight on e4. The problem is that then my other rook comes via the c file. Oh yeah, this is... Okay, so rook c1, king f7 is my guess, is what Grandelius is trying to play. Wait. That actually traps the rook. Guys, that actually traps the rook. So how do you defend against that? All right, this is not easy. I underestimated this move knight to e4. I thought, okay, knight to e4, but the rook has to come out somehow. But how do you get... okay, so knight a4 is an option. Try to take on a6. I think knight a4 is the move. Yeah, he played it. Okay, very nice. Yeah, knight a4. You cannot take on a5 because you're dropping the knight on e7. King f7 is going to be met by rook takes a6. And if I manage to take that pawn as well and then push the pawn down the board, that's pretty much over. This knight to a4, I think, was missed by Grandelius. Very nice move by Fabi. Take on a6, take a pawn. And Grandelius is most likely going to go for the complications with queen to g4 or queen to f5. Immediately defended rook to a3. Ooh, what is happening here? What is happening, guys? I mean, Nils is definitely finding some resources. If you take, I go queen to c2, king f1, queen to c4, so you cannot go to f1. King to e1, queen to c1, and you're losing this rook. Okay, this is a good find by Nils. Knight takes f2 is a really good find by Nils. How do you defend against all these entries by the black queen? Not d3, c2 and b1. This is the big threat right now. Actually, I think queen to b1 is a big threat. Rook to e3, nice move, nice move. Setting up an attack, rook a8 followed by rook to a7 and then pick up the knight on... Ooh, very nice move, by the way. Rook to e3 was a beautiful find by Fabi. Beautiful find. Okay, now you can take and then knight to d2. That's going to allow the queen to get back into play via b5. Rook to b6. He's just focused on pushing the pawn. Push the pawn right now. By the way, what if I actually just push? No, probably that's too much. I mean, that's a question. What if I just push? Push, you take, I push. He's going for it. He's going for the push, guys. That's a check. Okay, just take this, or like what's the plan here? You're going to lose a6. You're losing a6. But take the queen moves. I go rook to b7, so you cannot do that. This is not an easy position anymore. It was never an easy position. Okay, knight to g2, knight to c3 is an option. I'm seeing a mate coming. I'm seeing some sort of a mate coming. Where's the mate? Oh my goodness, where's the mate? Oh, take. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. Very nice. Rook to f2. Okay, this is over. Knight to d5 or knight to e2. Very nice. Nicely done.
What a ridiculous game.
That was a good game.
Oh my god.
That was a nice game. I mean, he found this knight takes f2. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, knight f2 is brilliant. I think rook e3 is the only way not to lose immediately.
Yeah. Really good find. Really good find. Actually, it's 0-0-0. Yeah, which is
what really?
Yeah, which is kind of ridiculous.
Oh my god. Okay, I guess knight a4 is a mistake, but I didn't see what else to do.
Knight to a4.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm much better at it after rook takes e6.
I guess knight takes d5. Okay, this is...
Okay, I saw that, but I didn't like it so much.
Queen takes d5, rook takes d7. I mean, this is not clear at all. It's like actually 0-0-0 according to the engine.
At some point, he must have been much better, right? By the way, is a6 a good move? I wasn't sure.
That was a good question. That was a very
knight d5, okay. Yeah, I just didn't like that because I thought he gets very active. But yeah, maybe that was the way to go.
a6, queen to a5, and you're slightly worse, but there was no other alternative at that point. Okay, knight to h4, but then you allow queen takes a5. You're actually just slightly worse after taking on e4. But okay, I mean, the position is so complicated.
Yeah, maybe I didn't play so badly. I mean, I was really thinking that like we were blundering with every move, but
I don't think so.
So after a6, queen where is the move?
No, queen a5 is good. Is the only move.
Okay, what he did is correct.
Yeah. Rook b8.
Yeah, it felt like.
Knight e1, and now he has to defend the pawn with f5 after knight e1.
Yeah, there he's much better, right?
Yes, -1 point something.
Yeah, and practically because I don't have any targets, it's very difficult.
Yeah, and the knight comes to d5. Yeah, it's looking good for him, but okay, I mean 7 seconds. Good luck finding every single move. All right, so how's the standings looking? Dubov still on 5 out of 5. This guy Fanderin, 5 out of 5.
I have to say that I start playing strong guys very quickly. Was it always like this? I'm playing like GMs.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there's so many good players in this event.
I mean, Darda is a good GM, 2600 or so.
Very good GM.
Niels is like, I don't know what he is now, but he was at some point around 2700.
Probably 2650. That's my guess.
Yeah. So
he's usually.
By the way, this guy Stolen Monster is 5 out of 5.
Yep. Good player.
I played him before, and he was really tough. I drew him with great difficulty.
All right, Lenderman lost against Firouzja. What games are still going on? All right, there's still one more game. All right, what's your bet? Rook wins?
They say in the chat, I see it says Dubov has a Mr. Dodgy invitational match after this. So he's warming up.
Warming up for the Mr. Dodgy, yeah?
I don't understand the format of the tournament. I don't really follow it.
I don't think anybody understands the format of Mr. Dodgy Invitational.
I mean, it seems like a fun tournament, but I just don't know what's going on there. Like, I see some matches and they end with like 7. Magnus beat Salem with 7-0.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, also, is Magnus playing every single day that match, that tournament?
I don't know. I thought Lawrence was playing at some point in the tournament.
Okay, actually, we have a very interesting endgame. 2 bishops versus knight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's have a look.
This is a very interesting one. You know that 2 bishops actually, I think, win.
Well, 2 bishops do win, but it's in most positions it takes more than 50 moves.
Exactly. Yeah.
But 2 bishops will mate from any position. Like I think the best defense is with a knight on g2 and like a king on f2, something like that.
Well, he has a knight on f2, and we know that the servers actually just stop the game after 50 moves. So
okay, but this will be either if white doesn't flag, I don't know how black is going to find a way to win this.
How many moves did they play? They played quite a few, I think.
But white is like on the verge of flagging with every move.
Draw. All right, next one, round 6, just about to start.
So Berger perfect, Duo perfect. I'm playing Miguel Santos.
Okay, that's a big game. Just came back from Israel, defending the Spanish flag. All right, good luck. We'll be following. All right, there we go, guys. Fabi with the black pieces against Miguelito. Miguelito is Miguel Santos from Spain, 2600 level player, 2580, 2590. I think he's 2600 nowadays. Young guy, 20 something. I remember I was courting him, tried to get him to the university a few years back, and we were in discussion. He was only like 2530, 2540, but I could already see the potential. He's a very hard worker, and definitely shows in his play. And he's actually on 5 out of 5. So Fabi, 4.5, chasing the pack of players with 5 points, needs this victory with the black pieces. The good news about this is that, I mean, we've analyzed this position for the World Championship match in 2018 so many hours. I would assume Fabi remembers something. I don't remember anything. I have to say, I don't remember anything. It was all so convoluted. But Fabi probably does. I mean, he repeated this type of position so many times. He played it with the white pieces so many times in that match. So there's definitely going to... I would definitely say he has the experience advantage in this type of positions. Only 25-30. No. He's a bit more than that right now. He's definitely close, if not over 2600. How realistic is a stolen monster tournament? That's not for us to say. That is not for us to say. But I mean, right now it seems very realistic. Guys, I mean, look at these pawns. Look at these pawns. I Fabi might just already be winning with black. I mean, you get this type of positions, and then white at least does something. Generally has already the king castled and does something on the queen side. Right now the king is not castled, just castled on the other side, on the side where I can open it up at any point I want. B6 or B5 are options right now. Knight to E5, this is looking good for Fabi. Oh, but and this is what I was talking about, the experience, right? He knows, he's analyzed this so many hours. He knows where to put the pieces. I don't want to jinx it because I know I occasionally do that, but what about knight to G4? Knight to G4 followed by E3 and just try to invade via F2. If you take on e4, I take on f2. Attacking both rooks. He decided to go for the kill with b5. But maybe, is this enough? So bishop takes c4. I guess rook to c5 at that point. Queen to g5. Ah, very nice, very nice. You cannot run. You cannot run with the king because of queen to g6, pin the rook, and then you lose on c4. Oh, this is a nice move. This is a nice move. Redirection. Go on the other side, create weaknesses and threats on the other side, and you don't have enough resources as white to defend both the king side and the queen side. This is winning. This is looking good, boys and girls in the chat. Also a huge time advantage. Cagnus Marlson, get me on your team, man. Fabi's not on 5 out of 5. Yes, this type of analysis are from 4 years ago. I would assume he did some analysis in between that match time and more recently. I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, okay, wait. There's options. I can give you a check. And not only that, I take on g2, but if you run to b1, I can also pick up this guy. Once again, f3. Give a check. Then take on g2. Threaten to go g1. Ah, wait. Why is he not checking? There we go. d8 is covered. You don't have to worry about d8. You have both the queen and the rook defending d8. I think this is just over. You go king b1, I take. You have to defend against g1. You have to go rook to g1, and then I just pick up the pawn on d7. Oh, but look at the time advantage. 1 minute, 51 seconds against 20 seconds. I think we might actually just see a resignation. This was smooth. Okay, just don't miss that one. You can give a check and take on d7 or rook to d8. This is very controlled. Very controlled. Don't take on d7 next, obviously, because take, and then queen to f8. You have to be careful still about that. But there's no counterplay. Yep. All right. That was nice.
Yeah, I think that was a good game. I mean, his opening play, obviously something is wrong when you play, like you don't develop your king side, you play knight c3, knight a4, knight b6, and then you just use it to trade an undeveloped piece.
Yep.
So, yeah, something went wrong in the opening, and then probably I messed it up, but...
So I was just telling the chat that we analyzed this so many hours during 2018.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't remember anything. Do you remember anything?
Yeah, of course I do. But I mean, I don't remember.
That was my guess also.
Things changed a lot, and I haven't revisited this line very in depth in a while. But of course, a4 is not the move. I mean, c4 is the main move. I think a4 he makes something up because it's not supposed to be a great move.
A4, yeah.
Like normally you play c4 and then you play queen a4. This is what I played against Magnus several times.
Yeah.
Here I think black is already doing very well, and knight c8 can't be a very good move whenever he played it.
Yeah, knight takes c8.
Because you spent 4 moves just to get it. I mean, 4 moves to get it to b6 and to take on c8, and the bishop on c8 didn't move.
Yeah.
All you do is develop black's rooks to an open file. From a logical point of view, it shouldn't be a good thing for white.
Yeah, that just goes to first principles. Yeah, you lost so many tempies just to exchange for a piece that hasn't moved yet.
And I think this bishop c4 was a mistake. Probably he probably shouldn't take on c4. I'm guessing.
Bishop takes c4.
Later on in the game.
Bishop takes c4. Yeah. After bishop takes c4, queen g5, it just looked like it's over.
Yeah, I don't know what he should do. Maybe just king b1 is normal. But bishop c4, queen g5 looks very shaky suddenly. I don't see how he deals with all the threats. f3, queen g2, and also the pin is very annoying.
Yep. And it seems that even after king b1, your position is just dominating.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, my knight is really tremendous that he has to at some point sacrifice for it. So this knight is almost worth an exchange, you would say.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was a pretty smooth game. All right. We still have some games left. Okay. Let's follow this Raunak versus Firuza. Firuza is trying to go 6 out of 6. And he has... I've seen this endgame so many times recently, actually. This Rook versus Knight. Okay, this is an improved version, it seems like, for white. But it's not easy. It's
No,
not
to
an easy
break this
endgame.
down, I wouldn't even say it's very likely because the knight on h3 is very beautifully placed. If it ever gets kicked out with g4, then there's knight f4.
Yep.
And to make progress here is very difficult.
Yep. So is it easier to hold this with a rook on the board or with 2 rooks on the board for the attacking side?
Is it easier for black to hold?
For white.
I would
for white.
definitely say you need the rook. The rook helps white tremendously.
So it's good for Raunak that there's still a rook on the board. Okay, we see the transition into a rook endgame.
Yeah, it's a drone rook endgame, but of course in blitz, anything could happen
I think
potentially.
we've seen a very similar endgame in Nihal versus Anish, right? Okay, the pawns weren't as advanced, but the same structure or something similar. 2 versus 1. Oh, that was just a repetition. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably very unlikely to. Okay, so the next round is starting soon. I could play Farouj, I could play Raunak, I could play Badur. Those are probably my options.
So
My tiebreaks are somehow terrible. Like, why are they so bad?
That's a good question. Why
I
are
didn't
they
play
so
Stolen
bad?
Monster. That's why.
Stolen Monster, 6 out of 6, and Dubov, 6 out of 6. So they're definitely going to be paired against each other. Firuza, Raunak, Exotic Princess, and you on 5.5.
Okay, so I see a comment in chat that I played the A4 in the same line against Magnus, and you're correct, Isaac, but it was after knight to B8. So knight to E7 is there white normally doesn't play A4. With the knight on B8, white very often plays A4.
Yeah.
So that's the only nuance there.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Why are my tiebreaks so bad? This is upsetting me.
Wait. No, your tiebreaks have improved.
Oh, now they've improved. Okay. I'm playing Raunak.
Okay, that's a big game. All right, good luck. There we go, guys. Fabi versus Raunak. And here we go. We're off to the races. D4. All right, let's see. Raunak already giving some time advantage to Fabi, deciding his opening choice. He goes for the Nimzo. And Fabi says, sure, we'll go for Nimzo. Oh, shoot. Let's close the eval just to make sure that we don't have any problems. And now this rook to b1. Knight to f3 is the main line, but rook to b1 just basically says, okay, I'm not going to allow you to go bishop to b4. So knight f3, take, and then bishop to b4 forces the trade of the dark square bishops. With this move, rook to b1, you take away this idea of bishop to b4 for black, and you're going to preserve the dark square bishops on the board. This is the point, saying that basically your bishop on e3 is better than the bishop on e7. It's going to help you keep a tight contact with your center, very controlled center white has at this point, and potentially later on you will be looking at the king side as well, and potentially putting some pressure on the black king. Interesting choice. Now, white has a couple of options, and one of them, especially after this move h4, is to just simply go king to f1. Whenever that comes into play, whenever you're going to try to shield the king away from the center, you can just simply go king to f1. King to f1 and then king to g1. Hide it like that. And then use the rook on the h file. In a combination with the h pawn, try to open up the king side. Now, keep an eye for... the Greek gift, guys. That's an option. That's an option with a rook on h1. So for example, if you go something like rook to c8, just not worrying about bishop takes h7, I think bishop takes h7 actually might work. So take, knight g5. If you take back on g5, I take back with the h pawn, and then I'm mating you on the h file. So Fabi has a clear threat after this move e5. He's throwing the gauntlet at Raunak. How is Raunak going to defend? How is Raunak going to defend? should do this on Twitch. I mean, we're focusing on YouTube right now, but we're not streaming every single day. we simply don't have the time right now to stream every single day. So the focus is on YouTube. And as I was saying that with this move G6, man, H5, this is looking really good for this move G6. Wow, really? I mean, are you just simply going to invite me to play H5 like this and completely shatter your pawn structure? I don't know. I would be extremely afraid. This knight on B7, where is the knight going? These two squares are nicely controlled by my two pawns. This knight should be on D5, but it has such a long road from B7 to D5. Bishop G5, okay. My guess is that Raunak was saying that after H5, I'm just simply going to go G5. Okay, rook to E8, queen to D2, reinforcing the defense of the bishop on G5, and now castle? What? Okay, he wants to take queen H6, followed by knight to G5, and just checkmate like that. Okay, this is very caveman style play by Fabi, but it probably works. Okay, wait, take queen H6. Caveman. Caveman style. Queen H6, knight G5, the game is over. Man, these 2800s, they're too good. They're just simply too good. They know when to play caveman chess. They're very good at spotting the moments when they should be playing good chess, like very technical chess, and they also know when to play caveman chess. I mean, this, holy smokes, that was complete destruction. Very nice, complete destruction.
Yeah, I guess rook d7 is the final mistake. I mean, rook f8, I still have to find a way to break it down. I'm sure it's winning, but knight g5 f6, I mean, still have to... Okay, this is crazy to play rook d7, rook d8.
yeah, okay. I mean, he missed knight h7, but at that point, I think.
But still, I mean, even without knight h7, I can't believe black can survive this. It's just impossible. I mean, rook b3, rook d f3, I don't know. My attack will never end.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, I was just telling Chad that was pretty much caveman chess, and that's the best type of caveman chess and caveman game that you can get ever. Yeah, it's so satisfying to get this type of attacks going.
Yeah.
The worst possible.
Yeah, it was a very satisfying game. It was very, very easy. But something just, he didn't know the opening. Like b6 is a slight inaccuracy.
Actually,
caveman chess. What is caveman chess? Caveman chess is just when you single-mindedly throw your pieces at your opponent's king. This I don't think qualifies because I didn't sacrifice anything. I attacked without a single sacrifice.
That is also true. You usually sacrifice when you play caveman chess. This is...
All right, can we look at Fruja's game, because it's quite interesting, and quite funny as well.
Yes, absolutely. Firouzja versus... Ooh, what in the world is happening here? This looks like funny. Checkers.
Yeah,
this
I don't think that white
can
really... Checkers. I don't think white can really break through here, but who knows?
Okay, so I guess black is going to put a pawn on f4. Yeah, he does. Okay, so how do you try to break through at this point?
Well, I guess it's...
double up on the c file?
Okay, he sacked the exchange, but he missed knight d4 probably.
Wait, but who's... Okay, knight to b4. You have to play knight b4 right now, right? You have to defend the
Who's playing for win is a good question.
I guess at this point, after knight d4, I think it has to be Firouzja, right?
Well, I think based on his time advantage, and also Firouzja in general is so ambitious that usually he's playing for a win.
Still not easy though, right?
Yeah, okay, this will be a complete mess of a game.
So rook c1, yeah, try to...
In time trouble.
How do you... Such a weird position.
No, it's very strange because it's like sometimes you think you win a pawn and then suddenly some knight c2. Oh, okay, he blundered knight c4.
This is over. Yeah, rook g8.
How could you
Rook
blunder
g8,
knight c5?
d7, knight takes c6. Yep. Yeah, that was what a game. What a game.
Yeah, no, that was a bad blunder. Okay, so that's over. Does
Let's
that
see.
mean I'm going to play Dubov? It's forced because we're the only ones who are not on 6. Oh no, Faruja will. I'll play Faruja. Yeah, we'll both be on 6.5.
You're right. Right. So
Or actually, more likely, one of us will go up to play Dubov, and one of us will go down to play
Stolen Monster,
whomever.
yeah? Or Bortnik or Deak or
I'm a bit scared of playing Stolen Monster, to be honest. I'd rather play someone I know.
he's coming. Stolen Monster is coming. Wait. Okay, I'm yeah, no. The H pawn just goes.
I don't know.
There's no way you can stop the H pawn. Okay. That was an easy way to do things. Crazy. Crazy
No, I have
game.
a feeling that Faruja will probably get bumped up to play Dubov. That's the most likely, and I'll get bumped down to play
So
Stolen
Dubov
Monster.
just beat Stolen Monster, right?
Yeah, let's see that game. I'm curious.
I don't know if there's still a few games left, but it's going to be a bit difficult to
Beat him
get
in
that
24
king.
moves.
So he completely destroyed him, yeah? All right. What other games do we still have left? Wait, what is this? Wonderful Time just got checkmated by Timofev. Okay. And what is happening here? Mishonik
Are there still some games going on? There are, right?
Yeah. I'm watching Mishonik versus GM Crest. So this is a battle of two Russians. What's his? Mishonik is Serrana, and then GM Crest is the YouTube guy.
This should be Sergei Shipov.
Shipov, yeah, the controversial Shipov.
I think he was always some form of crest. Like he had a crest book at some point. I don't know what significance it has to him, but I've seen this word associated with him before.
Yeah, GM Crest. All right, let's watch
Interesting.
Keti Tsatsashvili.
Who's playing?
Keti Tsatsashvili. A big game against international master Semeti.
Oh, I thought you said Canty. I was like, is James Canty playing?
No. Canty had a great tournament in North Carolina. What?
I saw he beat a GM.
Are we actually going to see? Oh, there we go. Canty, nice win. Nice checkmate. All right, the game should be over. Maybe there's something else still going on. Yeah, there's one more game still going on. We see this queen bishop versus queen. Well, in this case, the queen also has a couple of pawns. Don't play queen h4. I can see that happening. Okay, king h7.
Wait, wasn't that made?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Was it mate?
No. I mean, the mate was blundered in.
Queen g6.
I don't really understand why that mate was blundered because.
What's happening here? Who's playing for a win?
No, white is playing for a win.
But you literally cannot promote. I mean, there's no way to play for a win. It's impossible.
Yeah, there's no way to win or to lose, but there is because there is a checkmate threat. Okay, it's defended.
She just made a move, or he just made a move with like 0.7 on the clock. Okay, now it's getting tricky. Now you can actually.
Why is white playing for a win here? I don't understand. If you just traded queens.
I have no idea. But what if white wins? What if white actually wins this game?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. The bishop
but
is on f5 now.
It's crazy. Okay, take it. Take it. Take it. No.
He doesn't want to take it.
Wait.
I don't know. This is not easy. All right. What do we have? Okay, the queen is out. Now you might actually get checkmated. Okay, queen f5. Come on, play queen f5 and make a draw. Why doesn't white want to make a draw? There's zero scenarios.
White is playing for a win. White has had unlimited options to make a draw in this game. The thing is, it's impossible to win because
exactly.
Like you can't checkmate black and you can't promote with the queen and bishop both guarding g8.
I'm gonna call it right now. White is gonna get checkmated. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
draw.
this queen f5 at any moment, like,
Whew. Whew.
oh, either of them could flag. Maybe that's what they're both hoping for.
I think they were hoping for the flag. All right, Bogdan Deak,
Okay.
my countryman. Good luck. Guys, make sure you like the video. Let's improve the algorithm. Let's make sure that a lot of people see this and a lot of people are able to follow with one of the co-leaders of the... Actually, no, never mind. Dubov is still the leader of the event, but let's make sure that the stream has visibility. But yeah, that was such a crazy game. Holy smokes. Like, White has absolutely no pretext for playing for a win in that game, except maybe just try to flag your opponent. But okay, Fabi against Bogdan Deak, another super talented young guy, 27, I think. He's still over 2,700. Pretty much the biggest talent coming out of Romania in the past 30 years, since Nisipanu, I guess. Why don't you also participate? It would be impossible to commentate on Fabi's game and also participate. So since it's only me and Fabi, it's a little bit difficult to both play at the same time. So one of us has to play, one of us has to commentate, and generally Fabi has slightly better chances to place well in these tournaments. Just slightly. Do you think trying to flag there is poor sportsmanship? No. I mean, rook versus rook is poor sportsmanship, but when there's still some content on the board, no, doesn't really make. No, it's not bad conduct by any means. Report is Romanian now. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Homegrown talent. Let's just put it that way. Homegrown talent. Rapport just became Romanian. Obviously, I don't even think he's living in Romania right now. But it's great to have such a strong player join the federation. It really is, because that gives Romania quite decent chances to place well in future Olympiads and team competitions. Didn't see Rapport for a long time. That's true. He hasn't played a lot. He played the Grand Chess Tour, and that was more or less it. And he was actually unable to come to the legs in the US. So he actually missed the last two legs of the Grand Chess Tour. He hasn't played a lot this year. That's true, if you think about it. When is your next tournament? That's actually a very good question. That's always a second, third, fourth afterthought for me. Playing is not one of the main things I'm doing nowadays. But I did play recently. I did do well at the Whoa. Oh, guys, as I was not watching this, rook to e4. This queen is almost trapped. Oh no, rook to e4. This queen is trapped. Oh man, bishop f5. What a defense. If you take, I take, and you actually lose an exchange, because both of your rooks are under attack. So right now you're forced almost to take on f5. What a defense by Fabi. Bishop to f5. Just leaving the queen on pre. Oh, that was nice. Oh, so much geometry in this one. Yeah, really nice move. Holy smokes. I thought the queen is just bye-bye. Bishop f5. Oh, man. So if you take, you actually lose an exchange. You have to take back on c2, and then I take on f4, and I'm an exchange up. You cannot do that. So I think you're forced. I mean, I don't know what to think. We could see some crazy moves such as... Whoa! What? Oh, like this. Oh, man, these guys are going back and forth. That was good find by Deak. That was a really good find by Deak. Now rook to c5, bishop g6, and at least I can take on c6 and be a pawn up. So I think right now Deak is slightly favored. He's going to be a pawn up. I can also go bishop b3, defend the pawn from that side, which is probably the better option. because on that diagonal I have more squares to keep my bishop on. Bishop a2, bishop c4, nicely protected by the pawn on b5. So my guess is that he's going to go bishop to b3, not bishop to g6. But I have to say I haven't guessed too many moves in this one. Did Fabi see all of that? I have no idea. I would assume no, but you know, they get lucky. They get these strong players. They get pretty lucky. Somehow it all works out. Somehow it all works out. White is better now. Yes, but despite the fact that you're a pawn up, you're not that much better. I can go rook to c8. Rook to c8 allows rook takes a6, so probably not. White is definitely better, but I would say it's going to be a very difficult conversion, especially with only 35 seconds and counting left on the clock for Bogdan Deák. So Fabi he's still fine. This knight on f3 is kind of tight the defense of the pawn on e5, so that's a problem as well. Knowing Fabi, he's a pawn down and he probably still plays for a win. Knowing him, he does that. a5, get rid of that weakness. Yep. Rook c5, bishop c4, knight d2. Rook c5 also defends the pawn on e5. Good move by white. You can take, and then bishop to a4, but I really don't want to see the bishop landing on a4. Rook to b8, knight to d2, bishop e6, right? Get the bishop back to e6, knight to e4. This knight is going towards d6. Finally, the knight has been reactivated. What I can do is give a check and go rook to e1. No, but rook to e1 or rook to a2. Just keep some pressure on f2. Do not allow the knight to go to d6. So he goes for rook to e1, knight d6. What's the plan? Ah, is he actually going for some sort of a checkmate? What is he going for? What is Fabi going for, guys? I'm trying to understand. 13 seconds against 22. This is starting to become difficult. There's just a lot of pawns right now. Oh man, this might actually just be bad. This e6 pawn, this e pawn is coming. Bishop to c4 I think was important. Yeah, this one is g5. Ah, g5 rook. What am I talking about? Okay, this is still not over. This is still not over. Give a check. Maybe bishop to e8, knight to c6, rook to b3, e7. Ah, king goes to f6. Okay, this is still not over, guys. I can... No, take. He would take. Man, this is such... Whoa. Take on e7. This is at least a draw for Fabi. Yeah, this is probably going to be a draw. And then king f5. Yeah, this is going to end in a draw. Crazy game. Really crazy game, I have to say. King g3. No. Keep the rook on c5. That was a bit dangerous, I want to say. Okay. Yeah, this is over. That was a good save. That was a good save. That was really a good save. That was a good save. Are you good? Yeah. Good defense. Good.
Sorry, just one sec.
That was a really good defense. Super complicated position. Hey, Jeffrey. Nice background.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous. The luck I had, I mean, I like rook e4, bishop f5 just by a miracle. If he plays rook d4, I resign, I think. I don't know if you saw that moment.
While you talk about that game, maybe answer some questions from the chat. I really need to go use the restroom, and I'll be right back, okay? Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was a ridiculous game. I mean, I was so lucky not to lose that. So what's going on? I see Fruja trying to win against Dubov. Yeah, the queen trap. Okay, so no, he trapped my queen with rook e4. I was just very lucky I had bishop f5. Somehow I'm not losing. No, okay, when I like the thing is I blundered bishop h7, but then yeah, I saw bishop f5, I guess a move in advance. Um, I thought he would play instead of uh bishop h7 rook e4 and then queen f5, and okay, I didn't see how I lose my queen. And then bishop h7, okay, rook d4 comes and I resign. But I was very lucky he went for rook e4 instead. Oldest player I lost to is Korchnoi, 79 years old in 2011. Tournament in Ireland. I've been to Ireland, but I've never played a tournament there, and I don't know if I ever will. No, I mean, bishop f5 was luck. It's nothing else about it. I saw that it's possible, but he could have avoided it with rook d4. Yeah, I will play, well, after the SCC, I will play the World Rapid Blitz. That's true.
All right, back
And
in
then after that, I can say.
caffeinated.
Yeah, actually, excuse me, I'll also get some water and coffee.
Please do. Please do. All right, guys. How are we doing? How are we doing? How are we enjoying the games? I'm going to answer a couple of questions from the chat while Fabi's getting some coffee. So, yeah, time to shoot your questions. And I did have my headphones on, and I think he was mentioning that he did see bishop to f5, and I guess is rook to d4 just trapping the queen here? Wait. Oh yeah. So this is what he was talking about. Instead of rook to e4, which was played in the game, allows bishop f5 the save, rook to d4 just traps the queen. So the other rook, well, one move away, but one move away is all he needs. Can Fabiano still win? I mean, yes. Right now he's in second, tied for second. Half a point behind Dubov, who is leading the tournament with 7.5 out of 8. Firuja, Fabi, Bortnik, Ferchas on YouTube. That's, who is that? Andreikin and Big Fish. Big Fish is also doing well. That is Fedosev, former World Rapid champion, if I'm not mistaken. What's your favorite opening with white and black? Black, I would say definitely Grunfeld. I've been enjoying the Grunfeld for a very long time. I don't know if I'm still going to play it that religiously, but I've played it for so many years religiously. I really enjoyed the games I had in that one. So I would say Grunfeld. With white is more difficult to say. I mean, I used to like to play against the Sicilian quite a lot when I was an e4 player. And then I kind of transitioned to d4 and things changed a little bit. Oh, Stolen Monster is out, yeah?
He's out now, right?
So Stolen Monster. Rest in peace.
I normally I'm trying to avoid saying things because we get a lot of shit when I say things about this. But yeah, I played him like a few weeks before, and I drew him, and it was a bit weird. So yeah, I'm not super shocked.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a feeling.
What happened?
Wait, it says, what does it say that he's out?
What?
He lost to his last two. I didn't see him miss a game yet.
He hasn't missed a game yet. Never mind.
So why?
He's still there.
This?
He's still there. Josiah,
not...
he tricked us.
Oh, the trick.
Josiah tricked us.
No, maybe he's okay.
So I guess he's not RIP. Never mind.
I don't see that. I don't see that he's out.
He's not. He's on 6 out of 8. I see him. He rage quit.
He lost his last two.
I don't know about rage quitting. Why is UT Austin better than UT Dallas? UT Austin is not better than UT Dallas. Unbelievable. These guys are trying to poke. They're trying to poke the bear, Fabi.
Trying to get us.
They're trying to get us, exactly. They're trying to get us on the live. That's how it always works. All right. What's the plan for LA? What are we going to do in LA? Probably going to discuss about that tomorrow as well. But what are we going to do in LA? Are we going to have a lot of fun?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to, but we already spoke so much about the fights. I mean, we did like 2 entire episodes
Yeah, the
devoted
fights.
to chess boxing.
The fights will, and we'll do more of that. I mean, as we get closer to the event, we're actually going. The plan is to talk with the fighters. So that's one thing that I hope we're going to be able to, because I'm kind of curious. I mean, we know that boxing is a very difficult sport. The lead up to it is so tense, the face-offs and things of that nature. And just the feeling and the anticipation of going and fighting another human being. Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, we know that from chess, because obviously you're pretty much fighting it, but you're fighting in a different realm. Yeah, in boxing you can actually get hurt. So it's I wanna learn how these chess players are kind of dealing with that type of pressure.
Yeah, I don't know, but do you think that anyone will get hurt? I really doubt it that anyone will get.
I hope not. I hope
No,
not.
no.
But anything can happen. I mean, you get hit once in boxing. It doesn't even have to be with extreme power. If the placement is correct, you can get really hurt. And I mean, Lawrence is no slouch. Aman is no
No, okay.
slouch.
Lawrence
I
and
mean,
Amon are pretty big guys. I mean, they're not.
you get hit once in the head by those guys without any protection, and you can be done.
Well, what do you mean without protection? They're wearing gloves, right?
Yes. Oh, okay.
I'm
Dubov.
playing Dubov. Just started.
Good luck. All right, this is a big one. Big game, guys. Fabi versus Dubov. Fabi 7, Dubov 7.5, still leading the tournament. So a good opportunity to potentially take down the leader and surpass him. So this is a big one. Fabi with the white pieces. We're going for this. So Fabi actually played this against Karyakin and got an almost winning position. I don't remember the exact final result. I think Karyakin might have been able to save that, even though maybe not. Maybe he didn't save that. But he got this Karlsbad pawn structures where you exchange actually dark square bishops. You exchange a lot of pieces and then you just push the pawns. So it's very, very thematic, yeah? You just do the minority attack and you don't try to be fancy. You don't try to stop black on the king side. You're not mixing ideas and plans. You just go for the minority attack. And it's very basic, but it works. So let's see. Let's see how this one is going to play out. Dubov definitely knows what he's doing. He probably analyzed this. Now after the move g3, h5 immediately threatens the very unpleasant move h4. And that's why Fabi played the move h4 himself. And now we see the idea of dropping back the bishop on f1. The bishop could potentially land on h3, put some pressure on this knight, maybe exchange some pieces, and just leave it knight versus knight. At some point, you probably want to give up this bishop and leave it knight versus knight and just go b5. And this is what rook to c7 is aimed against. Wait. Is this just a pawn sacrifice? I think that was just a blunder. Yep, that was just a blunder. That was definitely just a blunder. Okay, still some compensation left. No time for desperation yet. But that was not a good blunder. So he assumed that a takes b5 has to be played. Wait. Knight c3, queen to c2. Okay. Is the pawn back? Did we get the pawn back? Knight c3, queen c2, queen to d7 to defend the rook on c8 and then threaten both the pawn on b5 and the rook on b1. That's my guess. I think this is how Dubov is going to react. Okay, queen to c2 is forced and rook to c4, reinforcing the threat of knight takes b1. Yeah, this one, it's not great. It's not great, but it's not over. There's still 93, 95. The potential for a counter attack on the king side. What I don't like is that Dubov also has 1 minute and 45 seconds. So he's not very much behind on the clock. And the position, obviously, if it's not winning for black, then it's at least very favorable. Pawn up and not that much compensation for it. But the knight is coming. And Fabi is a very resourceful player. He mentioned it. I could not give you that assessment, but he does feel like he's a very scrappy player. I think this is the word that he used. He's a very scrappy player. And now that I think about it, yeah, I think he is. I think he's a very scrappy player. What does Fabi's mug say? I have no idea. Queen takes c6, knight c5. Is it knight e4? Is that the plan? Okay. So he's trying to get his own counter chance. His knight takes a6. He's giving up the pawn and saying that with this setup, I will be able to create some significant unpleasantries for you on the king side. Knight e4 followed by b4. And Fabi says, okay, I believe you. I'm actually not going to take the pawn back. But what about knight e4 now? Yeah, knight e4 is not looking good. Knight e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e4, and if you go f3, I even have ideas of rook to c2. So he goes for queen to b2. Okay, that's a scrappy move. That is a scrappy move. I think this might be over, guys. This is not looking good. Rook to c2 is so good. Yeah. Yeah. This one not looking great. Not looking great right now. Knight to f2. Yeah, good find by Dubov. Really good find by Dubov. Rook to f1 is going to be met by rook to c2. I don't think there's a good way out of this. Yeah, it all went downhill with that pawn blunder. You cannot even call it a pawn sacrifice. It's just a pawn blunder. But again, look, there's some scrap left. Knight takes c4. That's going to be 2 pawns up. Rook to f1. And try for something. Hey, you might as well, right? You might as well. Never give up. Guys, you can never give up. You have to fight all the time until the end, and this is exactly what Fabi is doing right now. Okay, that's a check. You cannot take on f2 because of queen to h2 followed by queen to b2, so that knight on f2 was taboo. The king goes. King is getting out. Where is he going? Okay, that's the problem, is you're losing all your pawns. It's a very unfortunate position. Yeah, and you cannot go up. If you go up, you get checkmated. So you just have to wait for black to do his thing. 32 seconds. It's just it's too many pawns. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good game by Dubov. Tough.
I mean, what am I? B5. I mean.
Yeah, B5 was a blunder, obviously. I mean, you just forgot that he can take with the c pawn. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can forget this, but yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm slightly better in that position. Normal queen somewhere, queen f3. I don't know. Any move is possible. But queen d2, rook, like any move is.
Basically, just prepare the move b5.
Any move which isn't b5.
Yeah. Defend the knight on c3.
No, you don't even have to play it quickly. I mean, queen f3. Yeah, maybe queen. Thing is, queen d2 doesn't actually threaten it because there's still this rook c3, knight e4 threat. So.
So if you.
I don't know if b5 is ever a good idea.
Let's say king b8.
Maybe I should.
This is the idea. You have rook takes. Okay, king g8 actually is the only move that allows you to go b5 because there's rook c8 at the end. But yeah, let's say king h7. The idea being that you still cannot go b5. Take rook takes c3 and knight to e4. Yeah. You played this
Yeah, no,
against
queen.
Karyakin, right? You played this line against Karyakin.
This line?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in like this year, Black and Zay.
Was
I
it
did
this
play.
year?
Yeah, it was this year. It was in Black and Zay.
And you won that game.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I drew.
You drew, but you were winning. I remember
I was much better, yeah.
you had a really good position. I think it was for the first time that I'm seeing this um, very dry, let's say, bishop f4, bishop takes d6, and still white gets a pretty pleasant position. Yeah, after that he played well. I mean,
yeah, I think his conversion was pretty immaculate.
Very,
but
very
what's
clean.
b5? I don't understand.
Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah, you play a move such as b5, and sometimes your opponent just doesn't give you a way back into the game, and it just feels like that was the case in this one. Still, how many rounds? Still 2 rounds to go.
I have to win 2 and then maybe something. Not
Win
first,
2
but
and
something.
probably try to tie for second or something like that. Cool. All right. We still have some games left though. This is Dropstone. Who is Dropstone? He looks very familiar. Paravian. Okay. Paravian versus Timofev. I see Timofev more and more.
He's like avoiding flagging, but just barely. But now he's losing, so it doesn't matter.
Now it's just over. Timofev used to be such a good player. I think he was 27.
Yeah, it's like, right? Every Tuesday you mention this part.
Yeah.
You're always surprised that Timofeyev lost some rating.
No. He didn't lose some. By the way, is this a... No, it's not a draw yet. Okay. This is not that easy. Okay, king e4. Whoa, knight f3! Paravian escaped. What an escape. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, not the best.
I mean, Timofeyev went from 2,700 to 25, whatever he is right now. 2550. Cool. All right, let's see. Are all the games done?
I think so.
All right, so you're still number... Oh,
I'm playing Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, good luck. Good luck, boys. All right, there we go. Jeffrey, who is usually in the chat, against Fabi. Let's go. The streamers. The streamers against each other. We're going to find out what's written in Fabi's mug after this game. B4. Jeffrey is really going for it, sacrificing a pawn early on. Probably it's not a good idea to take it. You're going to allow bishop to a3, take, bishop a3, and then, especially without the pawn on d6, with the pawn on d7, this diagonal is going to be extremely weak. So that's why Fabi says, no. I'm not taking your pawn on b4. Is he stream sniping? It doesn't really matter because I think there is a delay. Maybe he stream. I highly doubt he stream sniping. He's streaming himself. So yeah, that's not the case. Also, there's a delay. Also, Jeffrey is a very cool guy. He would never do that. Good old Jeff. It's funny that you say that. Jeffrey's like, is he even 20? He's been around for so many years, and I know him for so many years. I know him for more than a decade at this point. Actually, he was one of the first few players that I met in the US because he was living in Dallas, and I first arrived in Dallas in the US. That's where I did my studies, and I was playing Jeffrey week in and week out. We were playing at Dallas Chess Club. So definitely a player that's been around for a while. Good old Jeff. I like that. I like that. Is Fabi stream sniping? Now that's a good question. That is a good question. Fabi stream sniping. C4. Am I having coffee? Yes. Stream sniping definitely doesn't work in chess if there's a delay. Now I'm starting to like Fabi's position. This bishop takes a5, knight takes a5, king to f1. I mean, the dark squares, despite the fact that bishop on g7 is still not necessarily in play right now, it will be at some point. And the lack of support on dark squares for white, I think, is going to play a major role. Definitely looking at the position and saying Fabi. Favored to take this one. Nevertheless, I mean, the position is still far from over. Slight advantage, but nothing major. Did I follow Tattoo Steel tournament? No. I did not. I think it starts at a very odd hour. Rook to c1, queen to d4. Fabi's transitioning this queen from the side of the board to the center of the board, trying to put some more pressure. Also, maybe after rook to c1, just simply back to b4. Put pressure on a4. I think that's actually what he's going to go for. That's my guess. But queen to b4, rook to b1. Queen takes a4 and then exchange. Whoa. Take. What is this? Knight takes e4. Are you kidding me? Really? What? What is this? b5? Guys, what the heck is happening? I think he just missed the rook on c3 is protected. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh man. What was that?
No, I'm done. It's
that was too much, yeah?
yeah, I'm blundering too much. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, tough.
No, it's just I can't. When you can't play, you can't play. I mean, I just can't play to. I don't know what happened, but
it happens. Yeah. The last couple of games were just rough. Fabi.
no, I mean just terrible blunders. Like my position is fine.
Yeah,
Not bishop a4, queen b4 or something.
Yeah. Even after knight takes d1, maybe knight takes e4.
Yeah, maybe, but okay. I already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw knight e4 was an option. Although he has bishop f7 there.
Bishop takes f7. Yeah, that's yeah. I guess just the knight on d1 defends the rook on c3. That was the problem. All right, Fabi, tough tournament, but you'll bounce back in the later one. Are you playing the later one?
Maybe, I'll see. I mean, I was feeling pretty bad at the start of today, but somehow things were going well. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Started blundering.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Well, Fabi, I'll let you go. We'll resume with a podcast later on, and we'll probably be back on Thursday. So, guys, don't forget, support the channel, like the stream, and keep an eye out for more content coming on Thursday. We're going to have a pod dropping most likely then. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Fabi, you have a wonderful rest of your day.